Okay. Well, I was got my knife out, and I was just gonna hold it here and just do a nice trim like it was a pie crust around the edges. And then I thought, does this thing overlap? I think it does. Of course, it's been a dog's age since I've done it, but I'm seeing foam here, and I think this fold line is telling me something. There's also foam here, but there's none on the front half. So I'm thinking I need to roll it over, tack that on. I'm going to do it, and if it turns out I have to trim it, then I can trim. It's a lot easier to take some of this material off than to put it back, I am sure. So, yeah. Let me clean out the motor. Want to hear a story? Tell you a story. Story about me. So I was well on my way to restoring this thing. Been parked for, at that time, since, well, it's been parked since 2011. At that time it was what, 9 years when I started? It's now 2026. So it's now been parked for 15 years. Yeah, it's coming along well. Body's done. Ready to scuff the roof. And then I'm going to shoot a polyurethane, polyester, sorry. Dirt's driving me nuts. Primer. What do you call that? It's basically, it's just it's like a glaze. And then I'm going to block the whole car because it is going to be a black car. So I'm at that point. Literally, I had bought the paint. It went bad on me. It's been so long. I was that close. And I just needed a headliner so I can reassemble the interior, because you have to take the whole interior out to get the headliner out. And then when you're putting it back together, you can't put the interior back in until you put the headliner in. It took me forever to find the foam until I actually looked for headliner material. And then I found material with the foam, and I realized, well, hell, if the color's not good, I can still glue the original material to this. But this actually, I think it's going to be close enough. I mean, really, I look out the windshield and the side windows. Gotta wave to people. I don't drive around looking at the roof. So if I ever pick up a passenger and they're like, hey, the roof's the wrong color, and slap. Actually, I'll slap with my hand closed. So anyway, where was I for 4 years, 5 years? Well, just as I got to where I just told you I was, in this job here, I suddenly got very, very, very fatigued. Strangely so. As a person who never gets really worn down. Most of the videos up to this date here were done in the wee hours of the morning. I'm pretty much after midnight, each and every one of them. And suddenly it was like wiped out. Overnight, it just hit like that. And long story short, took 1.5 years to find my problem. And turned out I got a little buddy grown inside the gray matter. I have a brain tumor. It's not cancer. But the little bastard, which is my name for Mr. Tumor, wiped out my pituitary gland, which is the king gland that controls all your hormones. All my hormones went flat. So as bad as all this is, I'm one of the lucky ones, because most people who have this happen to them, their hormones go high. And they get huge because cortisol goes through the roof, and yada, yada, yada. All kinds of bad things happen to it, and it's a lot harder to take hormones out than to put them back in. Mine all flattened right out, which is why I had zero. I mean, I couldn't even speak at times. I was trying to formulate, my brain was so slow, I would try to formulate the answer to the question I was asked. And like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, 3 minutes later, my wife would just go like, "The hell, can you not talk to me?" And I'm like, "I'm trying." So anyways, there was no working on this thing. So diagnosis was only one part of the, so it was only one part of it. Then we had to find, I've gotten really good at giving blood, let's put it that way. And found the world's greatest endocrinologist down in Toronto. He's still my hero. I call him Superman. My family doctor is Wonder Woman. I got good people. So we got me back on my feet. Then my wife got ill and passed away. Yeah. So playing around with cars, that's been over 2 years now, 2.5 or so. So playing around with old cars was not very high my priority. And I still don't have all the energy I should have. And it's a very slow process of raising everything back up, but it does appear that some permanent damage may have happened. I go looking for words that you've noticed later in the day. Some days, if I'm really excited and everything's really good, going quick, I'm as snappy as I used to be. The more I use my mind, the more tired I get quickly. The more quickly I tire. That would be the proper way. I have yet to build a guitar in a few years. It's just, I always, like a skier, slalom skier or something like that, at the top of the hill, they close their eyes and they run the hill in their mind, right? I forget what that's called. Well, I do the same thing with every operation I do in here. And just doing that wipes me out. And I'm like, okay, I can't work. It takes me a couple days to get back up and go. So, again, playing with cars wasn't a priority. But I'm at the point now, I really need to finish this car to get it out of here. And I'm more than likely going to sell it. I've had it for 27 years now. I've loved it. I've enjoyed it. But I turn 60 pretty soon, and by myself. What the hell am I going to do with a toy? That's what it is. It's a hot rod. There's no place to really use this car for what it does well. It was a great driver, which is how I always used it. But yeah, I think it's time I pass it on to somebody who will appreciate it and enjoy it. Basically hand it over to the next generation in exchange for some much needed financial help. I would like to retire eventually, and this could be a part of it. But I will drive it. I will probably get the whole summer out of it, then get rid of it. Maybe. I might be just talking through my hat. So, that's where I've been. I am now an old widower living with a brain tumor. Oh, and before anybody wonders, like, what? Did they take it out? No, they don't have to. The damage it's caused is already done. Taking it out won't reverse anything. And anytime you go into somebody's brain, there's danger involved. And I'd rather not put myself through any of that. Plus, I'm alone for the recovery. On paper, the surgery looks like that. It's pretty simple. Straightforward. But the recovery isn't. So. Now, the little bastard is... Oh, don't do that. The little bastard is pressing on my optic chiasm, which could be an issue. You know, optic nerves don't like to be, if you've ever pinched a nerve, I pinched a nerve in my back. Pretty much everybody has. You ever had a bad toothache? That's a nerve. Don't piss off your nerves. Whoa, this shit don't cut so well. There's a technique to this. Who knew? That material's tough. Holy crap. There we go. Where was I? Optic chiasm, such and such. Yeah, so now we're just monitoring my vision very carefully. And if that ever becomes affected, then we got to go drill me out and put me through hell. But until then, I get to play with this old car. And let's face it, it's become a white elephant. This is my workshop. It's in the way. I'm tripping on it all the time. It's always in the room, always in the way. I used to store it outside. I have a nice storage shed. But now that she's almost done, I don't want to put it out there anymore. That's another reason I'm thinking it's time to pass it to the next generations, because I don't want to just park it outside anymore. Yeah. This is where the little upholstery experience would be good to have, right? Why is it called upholstery? Why is a knife called a knife? The English language. Why is no spelled with a K? Is it really cano? I don't cano. No, don't go there. That's no. That's N-O. Do you know what I'm talking about? No. Cano and no. Mario's rambling. Getting high on blue fumes. Okay. So anyways, that's where I've been, boys and girls. That can will be just about empty when I'm done. One headliner. That's what it does. Pretty cool. When I was young, man, I dated a girl, pretty as darn thing, who's her dad owned a bunch of pool tables, and he would recover them. Went with him quite a few times to recover pool tables. That was always a fun thing. When he'd do he'd take the pockets off the bumpers, and bring them home and do them at home. He passed away from cancer, as far as I can tell, quite a few years ago. Otherwise, I would have contacted him and said, "Hey, Johnny, I got a job I think you'd be good at." Because he would stretch, he'd sit there with a kettle next to him boiling, and he'd run the material off, and he'd stretch it around the corners. If you look at most billiard tables, pool tables, billiard tables, snooker tables, whatever, a lot of them will have folds as they go around the pocket. At the front edge, it's fine, it's smooth, but if you look underneath, there'll be folds. He would actually stretch it along with contact cement, and no, he wouldn't contact cement. He would stretch it, and that's right, he had an electric stapler and snapped it in the back. And he'd do them, they were seamless. So he had the knack of stretching the material, which I thought many times would have been exactly the skill required here. So, yeah. would have been the man for the job. Well, he's always a great guy to hang out with. Let's go crazy in Hawaiian. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doopy-doo. I'm going to leave that excess there for now. I still have some of the old adhesive here. It's still, oh boy. Oh, I just got a whizzy spell. Yeah, getting high on glue. Channeled. I want to start channeling the ghost of Towns Van Zandt here. Woo! Let's go crazy in Hawaiian. Come on, people. We go crazy. It's like about every job you ever do. The first time you do it, comes out okay. By the time you're just about done, you're like, yeah, if I did another one of these, it'd come out great. That's exactly how I feel now. Like, I just about got the hang of this. Just about. Zip, zap, zoopy, badoopy. Zoop, zoop, zoopy, doopy, doo. Oh, pretty darn cool. See if you can. Show you what I'm doing here. Did it? And he used to say I couldn't wrap Christmas gifts. Yeah, bullshit. I could wrap gifts as good as anybody. She just wanted to be the better gift wrapper. So I let her think that she was a better one. But I was. I'm just cutting out reliefs here because I realized this is not the show side. And I realize now I really need to get the hell out of here and get some air. I'm Ozzy. San Senor, c'est beau, c'est là. Has already got a frickin' dirty.